The tech industry is one place where you can make serious bread, work remotely from anywhere in the world, and have the kind of freedom to live life on your own terms. And I know what you're thinking, but Juwan, this tech stuff sounds mad complicated, my guy. How am I supposed to juggle all that with work, being a parent, and everything else I got going on? Real talk, I feel you. That's why from day one, you need to make sure to plan out your tech career using vision boards, mind maps, the whole nine to break it all down into easy steps that you can easily conquer. Can't be out there just winging it when it's six-figure generational wealth on the line. In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how I would map out the path if I wanted to start a new career as a front-end developer. Breaking into tech is a multi-step process, including choosing the right career path, learning the skills you need to be successful in that path, applying for jobs, interviewing, and finally landing that role. It's a lot, but by dividing it into smaller chunks, you can achieve milestones that help you reach your ultimate goal of starting a new career in tech. And whether you're trying to get into data, cybersecurity, product, or cloud, whatever path you're interested in, these strategies are gonna have you on point. But first, a major shout out to the Scrintal team for sponsoring this video and helping to make this possible. Scrintal is a visual note-taking and mind mapping tool that can help you map out your tech career journey and give you a clear picture of your progress and achievements. The first step in making it in this tech game is by choosing what team you want to play on. You gotta know what you're aiming for, or else you're gonna be spinning your wheels like a hamster on a wheel, if you feel me. Now let's say your dream is to become a front-end developer, like I'm demonstrating in this video. You wanna be one of those people creating those sleek, responsive websites and web apps that make people go, damn, who did this? Well, that's a dope goal, but it's kind of also broad, right? You can totally break down that big goal into smaller, more manageable steps. For example, you might have a card for learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript fundamentals, etc. Another card for build projects to showcase your skills, and maybe one for learn front-end frameworks like React or Angular. By laying it all out like this, you can see the bigger picture and prioritize what needs to be done per time. But wait, there's more. You can link these cards together, creating a natural flow and structure for your thoughts. See what I mean? Now you've got a clear roadmap. You can even share it with your study buddies or mentors so they can keep you motivated. Setting goals is just the first step. All right, now that we've got our goals all mapped out, it's time to start putting in that work. Let's stick with our front-end developer example. You know, you need to get familiar with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and some frameworks like I mentioned earlier. But where do you even start? There's so much information out there, it can feel like you're trying to drink from a fire hydrant. You can create a dedicated board just for your learning journey, outlining all the topics you need to cover, break it down into manageable chunks like HTML fundamentals, CSS layouts, JavaScript functions and objects, and so on. But it doesn't stop there. You can also plan out specific courses, tutorials, and resources you want to use for each topic. Found a dope Udemy course on React? Slap that onto the board. Came across a fire YouTube playlist on Flexbox? Add it to the list. And just like we did with the career goals, you can link all these ideas together, creating a structured learning path that makes sense for you. Now here's where it gets even better. You know how easy it is to get distracted or lose motivation when you're trying to learn something new? You can set reminders and deadlines for yourself, keeping you on track and accountable. See that? No more procrastinating or getting sidetracked by those TikTok rabbit holes. All right, so you've been putting in that work, leveling up your skills and knowledge. But you know what they say in this tech game? It ain't just about what you know, it's about what you can show. That's where having a strong portfolio comes into play. Employers and clients want to see that you actually can apply what you've learned and build some dope projects. So let's say you want to build a sleek e-commerce website as your portfolio piece. You can use Scrintal to brainstorm all the features and functionality you want to include. Just start by dragging and dropping those ideas onto the canvas, creating cards for features like a shopping cart, product filtering, checkout process, and so on. But it doesn't stop there. Once you got your ideas down, you can start breaking them down into parts of the project, into smaller tasks and milestones. Look at that, we've got the cards for setup React environment, build product catalog, implement search functionality, and more. And you can even link those tasks together, creating a natural flow and timeline for your project. Now, if you're working with a team, Scrintal allows you to collaborate on the same board, assigning tasks, setting deadlines, and keeping everyone in the loop. And when you're done, bam, you've got a dope portfolio piece to show off to potential employers. Now that you've got those skills on lock and a portfolio to flex, it's time to start putting yourself out there and making some moves to help you get your tech career started. Networking can be a whole different kind of grind. So you've got to keep track of all those events, conferences, and meetups, not to mention remembering who's who and what they're all about. With Scrintal, you can keep yourself on track. You can create cards for events and conferences you want to attend, like React Summit 2024 or Render ATL, Web Dev Meetup Chicago Edition, etc. You can also add cards for people you meet at this event, complete with their contact info, what they do, and any notes or reminders you want to jot down. You can also use the app to prep for those all-important job interviews and presentations. You can use the canvas to outline your talking points, create visual aids, and even practice your pitch. And when it comes to time to update that resume and start applying, well, you can use the canvas to keep track of all the jobs you've applied to, any follow-ups you need to make, and even organize your cover letters and portfolio links. It's a one-stop shop for your entire job search process. So we've covered a lot of ground so far, but here's one thing in tech: the grind never stops. You always gotta be ready to adapt and evolve, because tech is always changing and advancing. That's why continuous learning and professional development has to be a part of your game plan. Remember how we broke down the initial learning path earlier? Well, you can use that same process to plan out your ongoing education and skill development. Maybe you want to dive deeper into specific front-end frameworks like React or Vue, or perhaps you're interested in expanding your skill set by understanding the fundamentals of UI, UX design, or project management. Whatever it is, you can map out those new learning goals and create a structured plan to make it happen. You see how I'm linking all these new learning goals to our original roadmap? It's like a continuous loop where you're constantly building on your existing knowledge and taking your skills to the next level. You can use the tool to help you stay on top of industry trends, emerging technologies, and the latest best practices. By using the canvas to track relevant articles, podcasts, and thought leaders in the field, ensuring you're always in the know and ahead of the game. And let's not forget about revisiting and updating those career goals we set way back in the beginning. As you grow and evolve as a tech professional, your aspirations and priorities might change as well. Keeping track of them and revisiting those goals will keep you focused and motivated on the path that's right for you. Trying to build a career in tech can feel pretty overwhelming, especially if you're just starting out or making a career change. But with the help of vision boards, meticulous planning, and mind maps, you can streamline the process and stay on top of your game. As a new or aspiring tech professional, don't waste any more time spinning your wheels. And if you want to give Scrintal a try, I'll leave a link down in the description, as well as a 10% discount code. Keep in mind, this code will only be available for a short period of time, so make sure to take advantage of it. If you found this video helpful, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more tech career tips and insights. Until next time.